Hello everyone, and welcome back to Queen G's Recipes. And today I'm going to be sharing with you a top favorite of mine, which is a chocolate chip scone. Now the recipes are really close to the Christmas scones that I made, which were with dried fruits and coconuts and all that stuff. I will leave the link in the description box if you guys want to take a look at that as well. But today I'm going to be showing you a different type of scones. So what we're going to need here is, in our dry ingredients, I have 2 cups plus 2 tablespoons of flour. In here I have added 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Here we have 1/4 cup of milk and 1/4 cup of heavy cream. As I mentioned in my previous scones video, you can add all milk or all cream depending on what you have on hand, but I think half and half makes for a very, very soft, beautiful texture. But that is up to you. Here we have 1 egg. We also have 1/2 cup of cold butter cubed. I'm using unsalted here today, but you can use salted if you like. And I'm also using some chocolate chips, so I have 3/4 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips here. So we have here 1/4 cup of white sugar and 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. We're also going to be needing 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And we're going to be needing a baking sheet that I have lined with some parchment paper here. If you don't have any parchment paper, you can spray your pan with some nonstick spray, or just add some softened butter or margarine and spread it on your pan. It'll work just as great. So make sure you have your oven preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And now we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so we will be using an egg wash for the top of our scones and some brown sugar, but I'll show you the amounts and what we'll be using for the topping as soon as we get to that point. Okay, so into my standing mixer with my paddle attachment, I will be mixing my flour mixture and all of my dry ingredients and my cold cubed butter. You need to make sure that your butter is not at room temperature and that it is very cold just from the fridge. And we're going to mix this together until our mixture resembles a thick, crumbly mixture. I'll let you know what it looks like when we get there. Most definitely, if you don't have a standing mixer, it's not a problem at all. You can use a bowl, a spatula, and a wooden spoon, and it'll work just fine. Or you can even use your hands to mix the mixture, and it'll be perfectly great as well. So let's mix our mixture, and I will let you know what it looks like once we get there. Okay, so we've been mixing for a couple of minutes, and as you can see, we have a nice crumbly mixture. So this is what our mixture should look like. You can almost pull it together. Okay, and now we're going to set this aside, and we're going to work on our wet ingredients, and then we'll add it into our dry ingredients. Alright, so in a separate bowl, we're going to add in our wet ingredients and our sugars. Vanilla, sugar, and we're going to mix this all together until well combined. Okay, so now that we have our wet ingredients mixed together, we are going to add them to our dry ingredient mixture here in our bowl. Okay. All right. Okay. And now we're going to mix this until we have a nice dough forming. Okay, so as you can see, we have a nice dough here. Now what we're going to do is add in our chocolate chips, and we're going to mix just until it's combined into the dough, which won't take long at all. Okay, so everything is nicely mixed together. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lightly surface my counter with about 1 to 2 tablespoons of flour. We're going to turn this onto our countertop and we're going to form a disc about 3/4 inches high, and we're going to cut up our scones. Okay, so now with my dough scraper here, I'm going to take out all of my dough and we're going to form a disc. Okay. You don't want to add more than a couple tablespoons of flour to roll out your dough because you don't want your dough to become very tough. Then your scones won't be beautiful, moist, and a bit flaky on the outside. So just enough to form them. So as I mentioned, about 3/4 inches thick. You want your scones here. Okay, so we're going to cut them now and place them on our prepared baking sheet. Okay, so now that we have our scones ready, cut up and prepared on our pan, we're going to top them with an egg wash and with some sprinklings of brown sugar. So if you cut them evenly, they should give you 8 pieces, just like these here. And cut them as big or as small. You don't have to have 8, you can make 10. I mean, whatever your heart desires. But I have an egg wash here, which is 1 egg and 1 tablespoon of heavy cream. If you don't have heavy cream, you can use milk or even a tablespoon of water will do. Okay, and just give this a nice whisk. Okay, that's that. And we have a couple tablespoons of brown sugar. Now I'm just going to get our pastry brush. Okay, so now with our pastry brush, we are going to brush the top of our scones. And once they're brushed with the egg wash, we'll sprinkle our brown sugar. Now the purpose of the egg wash is it'll give our scones a nice shine, and it'll also allow us to add the brown sugar, and it will stick perfectly on there. Now after cutting my scones, I made sure that I brushed off all the excess flour that was on the bottom of our scones from rolling and preparing them. So just make sure you do that so you don't have excess flour on your scones. Now we'll bake these for about 15 to 18 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll let you know how long mine were in the oven for and what they look like when they're done. Okay guys, so my scones were in the oven for exactly 17 minutes and you can see they're perfectly golden, just amazing. They're very, very hot, but I just wanted to show you the bottom. How beautiful. And now we're gonna let these sit for about 10 minutes and then we're definitely gonna try them. All right, so our scones have been cooling for about 10 to 15 minutes and now it's time to try one. Just want to show you the inside. Okay. I can't even say how good these taste. Inside they are smooth, very soft, and almost creamy like softness. Like, I can't really explain it. It is the perfect scone, perfect sweetness. It's not too sweet because scones aren't supposed to be very sweet, but because they are chocolate chip, it has that little perfect amount of sweetness, and they're so simple to make. Very, very easy to make. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a nice big thumbs up, help our channel grow, and don't forget to share the video, share it with your family, share it with your friends. Enjoy the recipe, guys. Try it with your kids, your family members. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already so you can see my future delicious uploads. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you will be notified every time I upload a new and delicious recipe. So take care, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye, everyone.